I'm Mary with Mary Greeley News. Thank you very much for joining me. Well, here's some good news for SNAP benefit users. Amid the ongoing U.S. government shutdown that began on October 1st, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA, initially refused to use SNAP Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program contingency reserve. They have about $5 to $6 billion from prior fiscal years for November benefits. The total is roughly $8 to $9 billion that is needed for 42 million recipients. The agency argued these funds were limited to supplementing insufficient appropriations or emergencies like disasters, not full regular benefits during a lapse. However, following lawsuits from over 20 Democratic attorney generals, governors, and advocacy groups, federal judges intervened. On October 31st of this year, U.S. District Judge John McConnell in Rhode Island ordered partial payments using the contingency fund by November 5th. Separately, Judge Indra Talwani in Massachusetts required the USDA to use the funds for partial coverage and report by November 3rd, that is today. In response, the Trump administration filed on November 3rd, today, starting it would allocate the entire reserve, to cover about half of each eligible household's November benefits, thus avoiding deeper cuts while preserving other programs like child nutrition. This partial funding prevents a total halt, but leaves a shortfall, with advocates urging additional transfers from sources like Section 32 tariff revenues. They have nearly $17 billion available in those revenues, though the USDA resists due to impacts on school meals and WIC. States like Pennsylvania and Virginia are using their own emergency funds to bridge gaps, but federal reimbursement remains uncertain. So what's going to happen? Here's the key timing for what's going to come into your accounts. Partial payments, about 50% of normal amount. Expect to start on or around November 5th of this year. That would follow administrative processing and system updates required by the court order. This applies nationwide, though some states like Delaware, Pennsylvania, and Virginia are using their own emergency funds to issue full or weekly benefits starting as early as November 3rd. Full remaining payments, retroactive, likely within days of the shutdown ending. They still have the shutdown going on. Negotiations are currently ongoing in Congress. If the shutdown does persist, further delays are possible, but courts may mandate ongoing use of reserves. So would they take the tariff money? I don't know. Where would they get it from if they use up the $5 to $6 billion? Approximately 50% of your household standard monthly stamp allotment. Like if your monthly benefits is $500, you can expect $250 initially. Amounts vary by household size, their income, and location. Supposedly, the average U.S. monthly benefit is about $200 per person. People will eventually receive 100% of their November benefits. The partial issuance is not a permanent cut. Existing balance from October or prior months on your EBT card remains usable indefinitely. So if you still have money from previous months on your EBT card, you can still access that. There is some state variations. I'm not sure about why, but in Arkansas or Missouri, benefits may be fully delayed pending federal action. And you should really check your state's Human Resources Services website for local updates. So once again, who does this affect? All. 42 million SNAP recipients, including families, seniors, and children. About 3 million were due payment on November 1st. It goes through the 1st to the 10th, depending on the state. So when you do get your food stamps, don't waste them. Hold on to them as long as you can, only buying the bare necessities. Buy things like rice, beans, pasta to make meals stretch. Go to the local food banks. Be there early because often they run out of food in the long lines. Sometimes people get a little testy. Ensure that your kids have access to free school meals, and explore emergency aid from nonprofits. Stay informed, monitor USDA.gov or your state's DSS sites for updates. Congress is under pressure to pass a continuing resolution, but nothing has been reached so far. And if your household faces immediate hardships, you can call 211 to find out about local resources. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you later. God bless you.